I took up flying in 2018. Two reasons really. Partly was pure laziness, and then the other because I'm easily led astray. So my friend Bryn asked me, he bought a second-hand wing, and we took it up onto Moelilio to try and teach ourselves how to fly it. We quickly realised that teaching yourselves wasn't a great idea. So we went on a course, went to Spain with another friend of ours, Andy, and went out there and learnt how to take off and land and do all of that sort of stuff, and try not to kill ourselves in the process. And then came back and just started flying off small hills, probably only 20-30 metres of height gain, so just lots of walking up, fly down, walk back up, fly back down. But it was really good for getting the hang of taking off and landing, which are probably the two most exciting bits or dodgy bits. I never really planned on doing sort of the Welsh 3000s as a whole. It just sort of evolved from picking cool scrambling lines to thinking, okay, well, I've actually done quite a few of these summits now. Maybe I could just see if I could find a way up each of the Welsh 3000s and then fly back down. I wasn't aware of anybody else who'd done it, so it's quite a cool project to have a go at and potentially be the first person to fly off every mountain in Wales. So we've got 15 summits over 3,000 feet. So I sort of thought, okay, it'd be quite cool to see if I could fly off all of them.
I don't know anybody that's set out to do the 3000s and fly them all. No, I don't. It doesn't mean to say there hasn't been some. I know someone's trying to do the Monroes.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
That's a lifetime.
Yes. People want to walk the 15,000s, and I still haven't flown them all in a day. I've obviously have flown them, but not in one day, and I've not linked them all up, which I would like to do as well, but that takes a very special day. So the other thing I can do is on light days, I can take a mini wing, a small wing, and I can hike up, which I love doing. And it's that challenge of flying off. I want to fly off the peaks. That's my thing. I kind of really want to do the peaks, which makes it tricky. Very tricky, but that's the fun of it. And I think, there's certain mountains we've got, Cribgoch, Trivan, they're very rocky, they're very spine-like. It's going to be tricky, there's no doubt about it. But I think that adds to me, that's the bit of fun. That's like, that's going to be the one that's really going to get me going. I'm really going to enjoy that. And it's just something, you can say you've done, really. Early mornings, it's great, isn't it? It's less likely to have wind. It's beautiful, you can watch the sun come up if you're lucky. You can have an amazing walk, and then with luck you get an insane flight down, which, what's not to like?
So because nobody's done a project before, there aren't any sort of set rules, so I'm able to make up my own rules, and ultimately it's all just for fun. So for me, the fun bit is going out, finding cool routes up the mountains and then flying off them. And I want to fly from as close to the summit as possible. I think probably the reason nobody else has done it is we're in sort of a fairly new era of kit. So the kit is now really light. My whole setup only weighs 3 kilos, so it enables you to go walking or scrambling and then flying off, whereas previously the kit was all about the flying, and it was heavy. You didn't want to carry it all the way up to the top of a mountain just for the sake of flying down. When I started, over 20 years, I don't know exactly how long,
Well, it's kind of night and day, and I had it good. There were people before me, John Sylvester, John Gladstone, Bob Drury, a whole bunch of them. I've flown one of the wings that they used to go out on. I mean, it's got a glide ratio of about 3. It's ridiculous. You know, in the old days we used to call them buses because they were so heavy. And now there's lightweight cloths, there's things like mini wings, smaller wings, lighter wings, single skin wings. So it's kind of a complete game changer.
On the road, I've been away for far too long.
I guess I've been flying for sort of 5-6 years now, something like that.
I hear the west wind.
Yeah, so I guess the last little bit, I've definitely been, you know, super psyched for kind of climb and fly, and that means I need to get my kit into, you know, the smallest bag possible and keep it as light as I possibly can. So I can squeeze my kit, which is a single skin paraglider and a really light harness, into a 20-litre rucksack, and that would also include, you know, like a synthetic jacket and a bit of water and maybe a Mars bar or 2.
Won't be long.
So as a result of that, I can climb, you know, pretty tricky routes, I guess, like technical routes, not that tricky. Yeah, with this bag, and then I can kind of fly down off the top, which is, you know, a wonderful kind of dimension to the experience. You know, climb, fly sort of combos. I mean, that's flipping out. I mean, that's what it's all about, really.
So this is where we decide whether it's going to be too windy or not. So this is the windiest point now. I'm on the summit. There's the summit trig point. So I'm going to use my wind meter to see what the wind is doing. So yeah, hovering around 12, gusting 13 to 14. So I'm going to wait a bit and just see if it drops off a bit more, because it's still early yet, and the lighter the wind, the less stressful the takeoff, and the more enjoyable the flight down. But it's in the right direction, so that's good. So it's looking promising.
Cool. Let's go up.
Yeah, this flying lark was all your idea, Bryn.
I know. And then I had to convince you to do it, and now you're convincing me to do it.
And I only got involved because I thought it would be a lazy option. It'd be easier than all the walking downhill.
I was thinking this the other day. I just do one thing and do it well. What are you thinking for a takeoff?
Well, I think probably worth going up to the summit just to see, just to make sure it is an easterly.
Yeah.
I think it'd be worth getting
high
and seeing what it gives us.
I think if it's pure east, this will be sheltered down here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's funneling onto Ogwen, around Trevane and onto Ogwen.
And they said it'll vary from east to northeast.
Yeah, so it's coming round like that.
Yeah.
And this is.
And we know from experience that it gets really choppy in that valley when it's windy. When you got me into this, I had visions of just going climbing and then flying down. But I think the reality is because it's specific times of day where it's smooth flights, we're getting up for sunrise and going and doing stuff we would just never have done before for the sake of the flight down. you down there. Go for it.
Wibble wobble, Robert.
Getting blown around a bit.
Yeah.
Paragliding off summits is where paragliding started. There's a really cool video of somebody flying off the summit of Everest right back in the early days, and you look at the wing technology that they were using and it's just terrifying. So obviously the way paragliders have evolved, you can now just go and fly the Welsh 3000s, which would be a heck of a lot quicker than walking up each one and flying down off them. What sort of time scales are involved in doing that?
Well, it's been done, and it's been done quite a few times. It all depends on the day. You need a very specific day because we're exceedingly close to the sea here. I think the fastest it's been done in is around 5 hours, which is pretty remarkable considering the topography. Because of the proximity of the water and the sea breezes, we get so many different sea breezes coming up, so many different valleys. The convergences are very special here, but we're also on the west coast, so we don't get particularly great weather, but when you get it, it's amazing. And so yeah, that's sort of, I think 5 hours is a cracking pace to do that.
Hey, good morning. It's the end of November and you join me on the hills of home for me. So this is the Northern Carnedau. I've got Purveyors up that way and then Drim up that way. I've cycled from home and I'm cycling up onto Drim with a view to, well, aim number one is to walk up Purveyors and fly off it. It's one of the Welsh 3000s that I haven't flown off yet, despite it being the one that's closest to home. Here we are on the summit, and I've got a heck of a view. So Eryri, which we flew off on Saturday, it's Wednesday today. Llywelyn, one of my lockdown videos was skiing across here up onto Llywelyn and then back home again. Right, so my plan was just to do a really short hop really, from here back to Drim. I don't want it to be too windy. If it's, I don't really want lift, I don't want to go up, I just want to just gently float back down. Because it's only a short flight back to my bike, so there's no point to it, it's literally just for fun. So I don't want it to be stressful. So if it's too windy and it's going to be stressful, I'll just leave it for another day. So the wind has actually dropped a bit, and it is sort of averaging 6 miles an hour. So we'll have a go. We're off. Yeah! Fantastic! One grass, one from home. Gentle glide to the bike. Hey! Fantastic. And here comes the dog. Good boy, Rummy. Good boy, good lad. Hey, good boy. Good lad, good boy. Hey, hey, good morning. It's another beautiful morning. It's a cold and icy morning. I've parked round in Cymegii and then I've cycled up a track from there to here, and it was hard just getting to the car park in the car. There was ice on the road, and then the track itself has required full concentration on the bike because it's been pretty icy. But it's blue sky, we've got sunshine on the mountains, they're looking absolutely gorgeous, and I'm here on a bit of a bike, hike and fly mission, and it should be a beautiful, beautiful morning. There we go, my first summit of the day, summit of Welsh. Let's head down this way and see if we can see anything that's going to work for a takeoff. So at the moment there's no breeze, but it's coming through in little bursts, which gives me the option to, it's just easier if you've got a little bit of wind on the wing, it's just easy to pop it up, you don't have to run so hard or so fast, so we'll wait for the wind and then give it a go. Hey, there we go. We're up. Magic. Look at the reflections in this water. Absolutely stunning. That was a fast landing. So the camera's intact despite me forgetting to retract the camera for the landing, retracting the landing gear. I landed on this flat spot about 50 metres from my bike. Just got to negotiate that icy track on my bike again now. Magic!
So what are the parameters or the rules that you've set yourself for the Welsh 3000?
Originally for me, flying was about going and doing cool routes up mountains and then flying off them. So I was never entirely focused on flying from the highest point. I was just do a route, find somewhere convenient to take off and fly down. And then when I thought, actually, I've done quite a few mountains, maybe I could do all of the Welsh 3000s, I didn't really just sort of expand that much. I didn't think to myself, right, well, I've got to fly off exact summits. So I've gone as close to the summit as I can, but I've wanted to keep things safe. So like on Tryfan, I didn't think to myself, right, I'm going to risk it all, fly off the actual summit. I just went down West Gully and flew from the bottom of West Gully because that's as close as I can get whilst keeping it safe and friendly. I'm making my way down West Gully now, which is the quickest way down off Tryfan. There's a grass shoulder just where the rock ends and the grass starts, that I'm hoping to be a takeoff point. So this is my grass shoulder behind me. I've actually got wind rolling down the slope very gently, so the wind isn't right. And it was actually a bit windier. In fact, it's quite a lot windier around on the other side, so I think I'm perhaps in the lee of the wind. So I'm not going to fly, I'm just going to walk down. That's the way it goes. Sometimes it doesn't work, but it's been a heck of a morning. So it doesn't feel like a consolation prize walking down. Yeah. we're both mountaineering instructors. We've both got a lifetime of experience in the mountains, but equally we've both got families, haven't we? It's not like we're not thrill seekers or adrenaline seekers. It's just, for me, it's something else that we can add on to what we already do. Hey, good morning. And this morning you joined me on the Eryri path of Eryri, or Snowdon.
It's an extension of the mountaineering. It's just another aspect of that. So you think about, we mountain bike, go for a hill run, go climbing, scrambling, winter skiing, ski touring, and then the flying is just another part of that. Along with like even mountain rescue that we do, they're all in that same sort of family of decision making, risk management. I guess the one big difference to all those other things is the minute you leave the ground, you've committed. You can't down climb that hard move or
Put your brakes on like you can on a bike.
Exactly, yeah. So that commitment part is critical.
So winter is a cool time to fly because you can fly at any time of day really. There's no thermal action to make things bumpy. But the cloud is definitely the biggest challenge flying this winter because you get out and the wind's perfect but then you can't see. And clearly that's a bad thing. Magic! There we are. Summit of Eryri down to Eryri.
I think what you've done is you've set out a nice target, and we'll get more flyers wanting to kind of go, all right, how close to the summit can they go? Which is cool.
Yeah, and it's a nice list. It's nice, from a motivation point of view, it is quite cool having a list. And actually, once I thought, oh, okay, maybe I could fly off all of them. Once I committed to that, they went quite quickly. Hey, good morning. It's another beautiful, beautiful morning. And today you join me on the North Ridge of Crib Goch. It's a beautiful sunny Saturday in April, so it's already busy. I just got up here for sunrise and there's plenty of people on the ridge already. So by coming up this North Ridge, I've got it to myself, it's a little bit quieter. So my plan is to show you the North Ridge and then traverse across to Crib Goch summit, and then I want to fly off back down to Llanberis, so we'll have a look at some takeoff options. Really nice light winds, if hardly any wind at all, so a perfect morning. So this is the last of my Welsh 3000s. Crib Goch. I've just dropped 100 metres, well, that's the summit just up there, so I've just dropped below the summit because it's a tiny rocky summit and it's too small for me. I'm sure somebody talented could launch off it, but I can't. So let's have a look, see how we get on. Bloody brilliant. That's it. That's every 3,000 foot mountain in Wales flown from. Mega. What's your record for the Welsh 3000?
It's a little over 7 hours.
So you, as a runner, could go and do the Welsh 3000 in 7 hours, and it's taken me 2.5 years. So that definitely hasn't made the Welsh 3000s easier.
You'd have enjoyed yours more, though. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. So, so there's got to be a point to it, you know. So I'm wondering, maybe, because you can both run and I'm intrinsically lazy and can't run, but maybe if I used a paraglider, I might actually have found a use for it, and I might be able to beat you at a race. So maybe. But ultimately, I think it's probably all just completely pointless.
No, it sounds good fun, which makes it. Yeah. Which makes it. It means it is point. It has got point, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it sounds like quite a good thing to do.
My mates down south who are just like, you know, on the WhatsApp group, they're all like, how many brew dogs are they going to put away tonight, you know? And you're like, maybe you guys go exploring.
Yeah. What am I
I'm going to bed at 9:30. You get up, have a coffee, feel sick.
Yeah, I still feel sick now.
Yeah.
We've got me and Bryn climbing as one pair, and then Hugh and Tom as another pair. And we've abandoned the concept of a race just to go climbing in the sunshine. Got up super early, got up at, well, we met at 4, so we walked in for sunrise with the plan of climbing it together just for fun. Nice social climb, and then Bryn and I will fly off the top, see if we can beat the foul runners back down.
Right by the reef that comes from soul. If you wanna leave here, let me know.
Then eventually.
Oh,
Alright, I'll do it.
oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm broke, I'm sick, I'm tired.
That's it.
Falling all the
Go.
I'm wired.
This is us rushing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you put the kettle on.
I'm stoned, I'm high, I'm low.
That was alright with the bag, actually.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It wasn't as heavy as.
I thought it was going to be awkward.
Could have been. Yeah.
But to be honest, it's a weight of the mountaineering bag before you put the rope on.
Low.
Okay, so we're on the summit of Carneth Floating first, and I guess the work really begins now, doesn't it? Let's go.
On a late train ride and it's not stopping at your station. Stopping at your station.
Hey ponies, how you doing?
We're out of track, but I won't cry.
Do you want to join the race too?
Till the day we die.
I think you might be the favourites.
Too much time. Too much loneliness will follow as she goes. With every other actress in the show, frightened by the reap that comes and so. If you wanna leave here, let me know.
Right, see if we can see young Hugh and young Tom. They've had a bit of a head start because of all our slow middle-aged man walking up the hill, and then our faffing around with laying out wings.
It's hopeless to say no.
What a morning.
I'm stoned, I'm high.
Well, there's one paraglider in there at least, so me and Tom are going to work cut out. We're not far off the fast run of the road, but a little bit to get there. 5 minutes maybe. It's going to be tight.
There they are, down below me.
But it's a paraglider well ahead of us.
Now the question is, will I reach the bottom? Have I got the glide?
And that is Bryn, but is he going to make the road? I think maybe not. Maybe we're still racing for second and third.
It's hopeless to say no.
Hey up matey, just checking you're all right.
Yeah, just landed and next to you and Tom at the end.
Yeah, I was glad to see that you cleared the lake.
Yeah, not much room there actually.
Fantastic. Cool. The best sort of adventure where everybody's safe and an adventure with friends. I mean, that's perfect. What a morning.
So, that's us down at the road in about 35 minutes, just over 35 minutes I think from the top. Rob was way ahead of us, so either he has now just gone to the cafe to have breakfast or whatever he might have done, or the hope for us is he had to land short somewhere and he's still out there, but he was certainly way ahead if he had a landing spot.
I've just packed up and I've seen Hugh and Tom run past, so I know they've won. But look at this. One of my favourite views. Trevan and the Ogwen Valley. Beautiful. Bristly Ridge up in the background. What a time to be alive. What a place to live.
All right. You got quite a good glide there.
Did you?
I didn't.
I kept turning around. I'm like, is he going to make that late?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, we laughingly said learning outcome is if you want to get from the top of Amphitheatre Buttress to here via the summit, you're better off running.
Yeah.
Because they beat me.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, by the time I packed up.
Yeah, it's the faff factor.
It's the faff
It's always about the faff.